This is the person accused of shooting UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson in the middle of Manhattan a couple of days ago. But the question is, where is this person now? Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the shooting death of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. 50 years old, he had a wife and kids. May he rest in peace, and prayers out to the family. Now, there's a lot of questions. First of all, why did this happen? Was it a targeted hit? Was it a planned thing for a long time? Was there intel? Were there spies involved? Was it an inside job? There's a lot of questions. Also, who did this? Where did they come from? And where are they right now? The NYPD says he was last seen on a city bike, leaving the scene of the crime, going toward Central Park. Now, once he gets Central Park, the trail vanishes. They have to be looking right there in that area where he was last seen, but also you might want to try a private jet, a commercial airline, because I'm willing to bet that this person is no longer in the USA and they probably weren't here legally. Now, I said it on my last video that it could be related to the migrant crisis. I'm not trying to say some random Venezuelan gamebanger did this. This is like some high level mafia, Data Jackal type situation here. So I'm not saying it's one of those just regular normie migrants, but the person is probably not a US citizen and was probably sent here by a higher power to do that. All right. That's just my humble opinion. Now, before we go any further, let's get into some videos, articles, everything. One thing about it, I want to read this right here. Okay. So they said that there were shell casings at the scene of the crime, and on the casings were written, deny, defend, and depose. So I guess right when the person hit Mr. Thompson, he already had bullets in the chamber with things written on them. That's the allegation. Now, I don't think anybody would just plant those after, because you probably have evidence of that. Although that's possible, he probably had that in the weapon before he did what he did, which again leads to planning a deeper issue, a deeper problem. All right. Now they got video of the suspect walking here. All right. Just kind of walking. There we go. So suspected gunman, they got him highlighted, walking down the street, masked up. And that's one video they have of him, but we got more videos here. And of course, that's the picture, the suspect's picture. I can't tell. It appears to be a male, but you never know nowadays. You never know what's going on. That appears to be a male, but it might not be. There's another picture of the person. I can't tell if this person is white or some type of Hispanic or some type of Asian. I don't know. I can't really tell by that picture. You would assume white guy did this, but I don't know. I can't really tell. Now, here is the actual video of the shooting. Obviously, for YouTube purposes, we're not going to play the entire thing. But if you want to see the video of the shooting, I will link to it in the description box. And if you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But I'll play a little bit of it so you're able to see what's going on. See, now, I'm not going to show everything, but you can see the pistol. It's a long pistol because there's a suppressor at the end of it, like a silencer. Now, I'm not quite sure how, quote unquote, silent it'd be. I don't think it's like the movies where it's like, I don't think it's like that. I think it's still loud, but not as loud. If that's wrong, y'all let me know in the comments. But you can see right here, the gun's out. He winds up shooting him, I believe, in the calf first, and then he shoots him more than once. And there is a witness off to the side that you don't see on the camera. The witness was not harmed. They just fled the scene, and that was that. Okay. So that's what we have so far. And here, of course, is Mr. Brian Thompson, 50 years old. He was shot and killed. He had a wife and 2 kids, I believe, or a wife and more than one child. Now, let's go back here. There was, there's a bunch of videos on social media talking about, oh, well, they stepped over his body and they had the meeting anyway. Well, that's kind of true, but not really true. Okay, so look, UnitedHealth cancels Investor Day after executive Brian Thompson is shot. So UnitedHealth Group was scheduled to host its annual Investor Day Wednesday, but the event was canceled following the fatal shooting of its insurance unit CEO. So here's what happened. They had the meeting. So he was he was hit at 6:45. Okay, he got shot at 6:45 a.m. 8 a.m. they had the meeting. But after the media reports came out and they realized, okay, that this happened to the CEO, they canceled it. So they canceled the meeting as it was already going on. I don't think they knew what happened at 8 a.m., but maybe they did. If they knew what happened at 8 a.m. and still had the meeting on time, that's crazy. But again, they did cancel it after the media reports came out of what had transpired. All right. Now, let's go here. Alan Dershowitz has a theory about why all of this happened because, you know, there was some issues with United Health. There had been a protest or several protests out there, I believe in Minnesota, where they may be headquartered. So there were some issues already. Let's see what he says here.
I have a theory about why this CEO was killed. Remember, there's information that there was an investigation about insider trading. And if he was being investigated, there were people out there who would be afraid he would flip and turn against them. And so I think they have to investigate the possibility that somebody who he might have testified against had him killed to prevent him from being from testifying. Also, whoever killed him knew where he was going, knew he was going at 6:40 in the morning, knew it was well before the events began. So I think the investigation has to look inward to the company to see who was under investigation and who this guy might have flipped against.
I believe he's correct about that because that was my thought. Judging from what we're seeing so far, it had to have been an insider thing because I was watching the video of an NYPD former officer breaking it down. He was saying that the suspected gunman laid in wait for like 5 minutes. So you knew exactly where he was going to be. You knew exactly what you were going to do. You pre-planned it. The shells had stuff written on it, allegedly. So this appears to be an inside job 100%. And if it was not an inside job, he was able to get intel that you could only get from the inside. So maybe somebody got compromised, hacked. Maybe there was some hotel rooms bugged. I don't know what happened, but there's clearly a lot of intel here that would not be just available easily. It wouldn't be readily available. All right, let's keep on going. Now, this is on ABC News. You see what it says. UnitedHealthcare CEO shooting latest manhunt for the killer enters a third day. All right, let's watch some of this here.
Manhunt for the suspected killer of UnitedHealthcare CEO. It's entering its third day now, the search for this man. Police in New York City releasing these images showing a pretty clear picture of the suspected shooter. Authorities also revealing some new details about how they say he got to New York and what he did in the hours leading up to the murder as well. ABC News senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky joins me now from New York. Aaron, what's the latest on the search here?
We've just heard that investigators think they were able to pull some DNA samples off a couple of the items that were found at or near the murder scene. Those DNA samples have been taken to the office of the chief medical examiner, where they're going to be run through databases to see if they can find any match. That process could take a couple of days.
Question. Do you guys think that this person's fingerprints are in a database and they'll be able to get a match? Again, it's probably not an American citizen. This guy got sent by somebody, a higher power, powers that be, sent him to go delete him and get up out of there. That's my opinion, but hey, we're going to see.
But it's part of the forensic work that the authorities are doing to identify the suspect, in addition to canvassing for all the video that they believe will help uncover images they can show to the public who they're pretty confident will recognize the guy, especially now that there's that clear image of the suspect's face without a mask.
Yeah, and Aaron, about that picture, we saw a lot of video in the immediate aftermath of the shooting. His face was covered, the hood, but this picture right here that we're showing is the first of his face. Is it the only one we have?
So far, it seems to. It's the only one police have shared with us. So we believe it's the only one. They say they have an awful lot of imagery of him, but his mask is always on. He also was seen around the city, and wherever he went, he would use cash. So those two things taken together lead police to believe that he was coming here with a purpose to commit the crime they believe he committed. The only reason he took his mask down was because when he checked into a hostel on the Upper West Side, the clerk asked to see his face. And at first, some investigators thought that might be flirtatious. The clerk may have also just been doing her job, because a check-in requires someone to match a face with an ID. We know he used a fake name in a New Jersey driver's license.
Yeah, fake. Yeah, like all of this. This is like a movie. Sure, like a movie. Okay, you got a false identity, using cash so they can't track you. Nobody knows your name. You can steal your face all the time. You hit the guy right in Manhattan, leave Central Park. You got some kind of escape route, escape plan, escape vehicle, and you're back wherever you came from. South of the border, Europe, Asia, Africa, wherever you are. That's probably where you at right now. I don't think this guy is in the USA. I think he was out of the country within 30 minutes after the situation happened. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully they find the guy and send him to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little. But as I close, I want to say this. Yeah, Manhattan is crazy right now. New York City, we got a lot of crime going on. The migrant crisis is bad. You got a lot of resources going toward that. Then you have other crime happening in the city that's also rising. When you're taking resources away from the police, when you just creating a general air of lawlessness, you're going to have more crime as a result. Very simple, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about this shooting? Do you think this guy is an American citizen? Do you think he was sent by some really powerful people that kind of run things behind the scenes to go ahead and delete him? Because, hey, insider trading, you might want to tell. Do you think it was somebody that was upset with the insurance company? I don't think so. I don't think it's somebody that's upset with the insurance company, like a Norman who got denied coverage. I don't think it's about that, because this appeared to be way too professional for that. This is a big money hit. Big money hit. Okay, if this guy tells on us, we might go to the penitentiary. We might lose billions of dollars. So rather than doing that, you'll pay this assassin, this hitman, $10 million, whatever the case may be, to go ahead and do that. And it'll be very professional and he won't get caught. That's kind of what it looks like to me. But whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.